Hello, welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. My name is Cindy. Thank you so much for being here. Um, I'm I'm just delighted and honored that you're going to take a few minutes of your busy days to spend some time here. So thank you very, very much. Um, so it's Wednesday, September 7th, and typically my videos come out on Tuesdays and Fridays. So right now, um, they're going to be a little wonky, probably for the next couple of weeks. We're finally finishing sort of the painting and renovations and stuff that needed to happen in this house. And so I'm literally going to be recording videos between, painting and flooring. So bear with me. Okay. So yesterday, I'm actually recording this on Tuesday if I get my days sort of scattered. Um, Judge Cannon, I think that's her name, in Florida, basically gave Trump what Trump wanted, which was that special master to review stuff. And, this is the thing when Bill Barr says she made a wrong decision and it is not a good one and it creates legal precedent that's not good, you've screwed up, okay? Because hell, Bill Barr carried more water, for Donald Trump than anybody. So you know that's a problem. So I pulled out my pendulum and I sort of got some interesting answers. So I'm going to share those. We're going to do this again. We're going to do the pendulum again and just deal with some of the answers for those of you who might be new to my channel. Because my pendulum is so short, okay, it responds very, very quickly. But it also, because there's so much energy being funneled into a very small area, you will see my hand moving, okay? It's not me. You can believe me or not believe me. I'm telling you, it's energy. Okay, so here we go. First question is, has the Department of Justice decided what their response is going to be for this reaction or to this judgment? Okay, so not yet. Okay. Is the Department of Justice likely to file something before Friday, whether that is a appeal or an injunction? Are they likely to file something to deal with this outrageous legal decision that was made? Okay, so yes. All right. Is there is there at least one indictment and guilty charge in Donald Trump's future? Yes. Okay. Is there more than one likely indictment and guilty charge? Yes. Is one of the things that the department, or sorry, the January 6th committee, are they going to be able to prove, or are they laying the foundation for I think it's the 14th Amendment that says if you have taken part in an insurrection, you are forever banned from holding office? Is that something that they're actually looking to go after Trump with? Yes. Okay. So Um, we'll just ask these couple of questions, and I'm going to chatter about a couple of things. Um, is Are the Democrats going to hold the House as a result of the November election? Yes. Are the Democrats going to increase their numbers in the Senate for a better majority as a result of the November 2022 elections? Yes. Is Joe Biden in this new term or this new last half of the first term, I guess, is he going to look at appointing new or additional justices to the United States Supreme Court? Yes. Is he going to be able to push through better and stronger voting right legislation. Yes. Is are are the November midterms going to end up being a referendum on Donald Trump? Yes. And are they also going to be powered by the Dobbs, I guess, ruling, which is what overturned Roe versus Wade? And that is also a yes. Okay. And just a final, is Joe Biden going to um, complete his first term in office? Yes. Okay. That's that for now. So, a couple of things. One of the reasons I was prompted to ask the question about the 14th Amendment was because there was a judge, I think in New Mexico, but God, I could be wrong, who just had somebody removed from the ballot. Whoever he is, he's like the founder of something called Cowboys for Trump. But there was proof, I guess he was found guilty or whatever happened there, of being a part of the insurrection. And so his name is being removed from the ballot. So, you know, I guess we could look at that. Um, and this is the other thing that I just want to talk about for a second. So when Joe Biden did these recent speeches that he's done, he really got the Republicans fired up about, picking on the MAGA people. And, they're sort of trying to use that as a talking point. But this is a thing. A lot of people, a lot of people have been watching Donald Trump for the last 5, 6 years. And there were that his personality, okay, the things that would trigger him. Let's not forget, Hillary Clinton said that, this is a man who could be triggered by a tweet, okay? And we have learned that that is absolutely true. So do not kid yourself into thinking that the speeches that Biden gave were not sort of geared to trigger Trump. And they did. They absolutely did, because he went on a true social rant. He has gone to rallies and he's yelling and screaming and carrying on. But the thing is, the more he does that, the more it looks bad. The more he really causes the, moderate Republicans to pull even farther back away from him. And so there's a method to the madness. And that is just one of the benefits of sort of the new flavor of the kind of speeches that are coming from Joe Biden. But, good job, right? He wanted to trigger Trump, and trigger Trump he did. And, every time that happens, Trump just ends up, looking and doing something that's foolish. So yeah, so he didn't announce that he was going to, run in for Labor Day, because of course he's not. He's going to keep the hope, or the threat, I don't know, dangle the carrot, call it whatever you want, going for a while, because of course that is, he's revenue, right? He's getting money, and it's pouring in by those, MAGA people who now, on top of everything else, I guess, feel insulted. So these are all things to keep in consideration as the midterms ramp up. It's super important that you all stay engaged, you stay focused. Of course, you vote and drag anybody else to vote with you that you can. Um, it's just really, really important, because so much of your country's future honestly, truly hinges on this midterm. We said that about the last election, and Frank, we said it the one before that, right? Where there was the blue wave, and then Biden got in, and now this one is just as important. What you're looking for, in part, is another big loss for the Republicans. Maybe on the third strike, that this is the third election that Donald Trump's behavior, attitude, speaking, implements has lost them ground. Maybe they will start pulling back, or at least some of them will. Okay, but every time he loses ground for them, it's a problem. Um, so things aren't going so well for the Republicans. That's too bad. And things seem to be going very well for the Democrats, but you can't take anything for granted. You have to be focused and energized, and you have to be, you know, sending those positive thoughts and that positive reinforcement. And for a lot of people, there isn't a lot that they can do. Maybe you're a little older, or you're dealing with an illness, or whatever it is. And you can't go knocking on doors, or whatever it is, and maybe you can't afford to donate more than a very small amount, if any, to the campaigns. But what you can do is focus on positive energy. Okay, that's super, super important, because we all know, when we all focus on the same positive thing, we can make it happen. So today I want to take a quick look. I think I want to look at Trump. I mean, honestly, it's getting a little old, but the problem is that he's taking up so much oxygen, and so it's important to you can't block him as much as we all want him gone. You can't block that energy. Um, you can't just pretend he doesn't exist and he'll go away. Okay, you have to be prepared to be aware of what's going on with him, and aware of um, his influence. Okay, and I know we're all tired of it. I get it. We really are. So I'm going to take a quick dive into Trump, and then I'm going to take a quick dive into the Democratic Party. Okay? So I guess that's about as apples and oranges as you can get, eh? So here we go. Let's take a look at Trump first. Um, Tell me about Trump. Tell me about Trump. Tell me about Trump. Okay. The strength, the moon, the Six of Wands, Ace of Swords. Now, you would look at these cards and you would think, wow, those are really, really good cards. Are you sure he's, in trouble? Are you sure this isn't going to backfire on him? And the answer is yes, and I'll tell you why. The Strength card represents him doubling down and tripling down, and because he believes it's his strength. That's what you have to always remember. He thinks what he's doing is right. He can't be told differently. He doesn't listen to anybody else. And he believes that he is going to pull this off. Simple as that. He thinks that the things that are coming out about him can be brushed away. They can be hidden. They can be, he can distract from them. Meanwhile, the entire democracy of the United States is in serious threat, and he just thinks, oh well, I can distract people from that. And let's be honest, he has. Now, don't think that this victory card represents him winning an election. This card represents him continuing to win financially. Okay, and I know they're wands and they're not pentacles, but I'm telling you, This is about him continuing to keep the momentum going, to continuing to reap what he wants. And the reality is that he doesn't see the law. He just doesn't see it coming. You got to understand, this is somebody who has never had to face the consequences of his actions ever. And so he really believes that he can just make this go away, or his lawyers can make this go away. Um, and that's not working. That's not going to happen. But that is the sort of deluded state that he appears to be in. The government is going to hold strong. The government is going to per- prevail. Okay, they are going to end up on the top. And a lot of the people that are sort of really rabid Trump supporters, especially some of those running for office, um, they're going to keep charging blindly, blindly ahead. And it's been entertaining to watch the number of these hardcore Trumpian Republicans who are now scrubbing their websites of Trump's name. They're scrubbing their websites about their abortion stance. You know, it's going to not go well for them. Now, some of them are going to get in, make no mistake. But the reality is that they are going to blindly continue to charge forward. This is the thing. You have Trump, who is willingly blind. You have these Republicans who are running, who are willingly blind. You have the established Republicans who are willingly blind. You have the leaders of the Republicans. So whether that is Mitch McConnell, I don't know that I would call him willingly blind as much as blindsided. And you have, oh God, whatever his name is, the House Minority Leader, um, willingly blind. Okay, so what you have is a lot of people who just won't look objectively at what's going on. And then, of course, you have these other people who are looking very objectively at what's going on, and they are scared because they're looking at, there's a difference between somebody who has bought into the crazy, like a Matt Gates, okay? That is not the same as somebody who sees what's happening objectively and frankly is too chicken shit to find their spine and push back. Okay. So the ones who are spineless are actually kind of in worse shape because they know it's wrong. The other ones, honestly, some of them right up there in Kool-Aid land. Okay. So you're going to continue to see these cracks in the Republican Party because you literally have these two sides who are kind of fighting with each other about the right way to go and who should be saying what and who should be representing what. And, let them keep fighting. Let those cracks keep growing because that's what you have. Now, as far as Trump, he is so focused on winning. He is so focused on continuing down the road he is on. He has moments when he's a little scared, but for the most part, he just believes that, he's coated with Teflon and he can just get away with stuff. And let's face it, he has a pretty good track record to tell him that. So even when he's at his most defensive, there are still the sycophants around him who boost him up. He still has partnerships that he can look towards in terms of helping him. Although I do understand that the Republican National Committee has said that they are not going to be paying any of his legal bills connected with um, the um, the FBI execution of that warrant. So apparently, anything that stems from that, they have said, that's what I heard somebody said, that they're not going to be paying or contributing to those lawyer bills. So there's that. Um, the other thing to kind of keep your eye on, which is sort of interesting, I think this came out on Monday. Um, Apparently, the Truth Social offices are abandoned. There is nobody in there. Certainly no sign of Devin Nunes, who's supposed to be, the president or whatever of this, whatever the hell it's called, social media platform. Um, in fact, even like the pad that you would use at the entrance to gain access, like the thumb pad or the identifying pad to to release the lock on the door, that's gone. There's not one word about Trump or Truth Social on even their the thing in the God, I'm sorry, I'm just struggling with basic words here. The thing in the lobby where you look at it to see what floor somebody's on, whatever that's called. He's not on there. So, big mystery. What happened to the physical location of Truth Social? And of course, there's a lot going on there, right? I mean, there's trouble there, right? Because there's investors who are trying to not buy it because it's a piece of junk now and whatever, whatever. So that's a whole other problem that Trump's got and he's trying to deal with. But always remember, when it comes to Trump, it's about the money. It's always going to be about the money. That's all he cares about. That is how he values himself. That is how he determines his value, his importance. Okay. So even though he likes to play the president card, and listen, that is all part of it, right? I mean, he is completely obsessed about being president, regaining the presidency, having the presidency. And of course, he's obsessed because his whole thing is, I have to revenge. I have to get back at all these horrible people who were mean to me, who said nasty things, who didn't believe me. I have to get my vengeance. But what motivates him is always money. So he is in for a bumpy ride. He just is. He is more and more volatile. He is sort of more and more like detached, um, frankly, from just like objective reality. He has sort of taken a train into crazy town. I think he's just in this place and space. Um, and he's going to continue to have trouble, and frankly his lawyers are going to continue to have trouble just being associated with him. Okay, I'm sure you guys have heard this already, but one of the things that is being said on MSNBC that MAGA stands for now is makes attorneys get attorneys. Kind of true. Okay, let's sweep that away. And let's focus in on the Democrats. How is the Democratic Party doing? How are they positioned? So apparently, more women have registered to vote than I think in the history of anything, um, because of the overturning of Roe versus Wade. That is an issue that is not going away. That is an issue that is going to be paramount. But more importantly, it is an issue that once sort of this second part of this first term resumes after the November election, you are going to see really increased pressure for the Biden administration to fix the stuff that hasn't been fixed. So the abortion thing, the courts, voting rights, okay? And that's okay. I think they're going to be up for the job. Let's take a look, shall we? I have to say, as you know, I'm Canadian, so I don't have a horse in this race. But I have to say, I really like the new, or maybe it's always been Joe Biden and I just never paid attention. But I really like this new aspect of him that is coming out. It is tough, it is clear. It's not hysterical. It is just, these are the facts, folks. He's good at that. All right, here we go. This one's on the bottom. The star card. Okay. Um, Democratic Party trajectory, Democratic Party trajectory, Democratic Party trajectory. Here we go. Okay. There is work to be done. Okay, that's what everybody needs to remember. There is work to be done. Biden has accomplished so much in like the last 90 days, 3 months. It is amazing. And that is giving the Democrats a lot of momentum. But there are places where they need to win, or they have won over the Republicans with very, very small majorities. And so, they can't take any place or anyone or anything for granted. There's a lot of hard work. But honestly, as long as the crazies are out there, this is that same Knight of Swords card that was in the last reading about, the real MAGA people. And here comes Trump, the fool. So as long as these guys are out there, spewing, just spewing, more and more people are going to leave them. They're going to walk away from them because they're getting tired. They're getting fatigued. Um, and this is the thing, right? Democrats are getting really fatigued too. The difference is they know what their goal is. Okay. The Republicans don't anymore because they're just trying to sneak away from Trump and they wish he would shut up, or they can't scream his praises loud enough. So people are just getting really, really tired of it. The Democrats have had some really nice, literally magic roll into their party lately. There have been so many things that were dragging, and how have just come together, and they have really, really been able to capitalize on it because in and of itself, the abortion issue probably would have been enough to cause a not more than a ripple, but not a tsunami. But the combination of the things that he has accomplished and sort of the good vibes that are going on are really, really, really helpful. People are desperate. They're just desperate for things to calm down. They want normal. They honestly, they don't want to have to spend this much time paying attention to politics. They've learned a valuable lesson that you can't completely ignore it and just tune in for a couple of weeks every 2 years. But they'd really like to change the bloody topic already. And so the vast majority, particularly even, independents and Republicans, they want something that represents what they have always known and what they are used to, which is not crazy circus time. Okay, they're done. They're going to continue to get the support that they need going forward. They are going to continue to receive good reviews, good comments. There's going to be more and more as the next however many weeks it is goes on. 12 weeks, I guess, 8 weeks. I don't know. I've lost track. But they're going to continue to get good news. Okay, so whether that is poll numbers or whether that is, just things just falling together for them. Okay, so that's good. They're sitting really well. Here ultimately is that victory card. And this one I'm actually reading as a real victory, unlike the kind of crazy place that Trump perceives as victory. And they're working hard to take back what has been stolen from the country. And a lot of what was stolen from the country, honestly, was peace of mind. It was a stability. It was a sort of a normal. And listen, there's one thing that the Trump presidency did, whether we like it or not, was he really, really brought to the surface the chinks in the armor, right? He really brought to the surface the weakened areas that really did need to be shored up. But the Democrats are ending with the sun. So there is success coming for them, and they're going to continue to be able to roll forward with parts of their agenda that were blocked. And that is just good news all the way around, because there is still a lot of stuff that has to be fixed. And a judgment card follows the sun. And that's actually not a bad thing, because in this case, there is the representation. It means two things as I'm reading the energy. One is that they are going to be judged by the Republicans and the independents, and even some Democrats, in terms of, right now the judgments are good. It's like a good karma. But, and so that plays into the sun card. But the other aspect of it is the judgment is about neutralizing the harsh judgments that have been leveled at the United States as a result of the former guy's presidency, as a result of the damage that was done. So for right now, it looks good, but there is the caveat that everybody has to stay involved. There's just that energy that needs to become amplified, that, can do it, will do it. And you're going to make manifest the, not just the idea, but the reality that with this forthcoming midterm election, there is going to be increased stability, increased prosperity, and an increase in literally righting some of the wrongs. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Private readings, I am offering them. I'm booking about the middle of September now. There's not a long wait. And so if you're looking for any information, in the drop box below is the email, soulprint888@gmail.com. Just send me a quick little email asking me for information on readings, and I will get that out to you. Thank you for being here. Until next time, take care. Be well. I'll see you really soon. Bye-bye.